Ready for another 20-minute one-pot recipe? Well, look no further because tonight I'm going to show you how to make a delicious sausage and ground meat one-pot recipe. Let's get it. All right, we're going to be using our Dutch oven skillet tonight. This right here gets the job done. I love it. For this particular recipe, I'm going to be using two different types of meat. But put it this way, it's going to be the same. It's going to be poultry, all right? I'm rocking out with turkey. However, if you want to use, like, let's say pork and turkey, do like a combination mix, or even maybe beef and beef, you could definitely do that. But for this particular recipe, I am going to rock out with ground turkey. A little heavier than I expected. Ground turkey. And we're also going to do some turkey breakfast sausage. Let's get it. First thing we want to do is add a small amount of oil to our pan, simply because I'm going to be using lean turkey. If you're using, let's say, beef or pork, you don't have to add any oil to the pan. Even if you're using lamb, you could skip out on the oil. All right, breakfast sausage in the pot. We also have our turkey brown in the pan as well. I find that if you use a spicy breakfast sausage to go along with the ground meat, oh my goodness, it just balances out perfectly, because you have that little hint of spice that's in there. Oh my goodness, talk about making your palate want to dance. Such a beautiful compliment. Meat is perfectly brown, smelling absolutely amazing, of course. Okay. Perfecto. Now, to step things up a bit, we're going to add some shallots. I'm adding shallots simply because they're like sweet onions. However, if you do have Vidalia onions, you could definitely use those. And if you have regular onions, you could rock out with that as well. It's not going to spoil your pot. Oh. We're also going to add our minced or finely chopped garlic. Get that there, let it heat up just a bit. Along with our onion powder. Garlic powder. Some of my all-purpose chicken seasoning. However, it's all-purpose for any protein or even vegetable. You're going to add a good amount because this is so flavorful, and the great thing about it is it's very low in sodium. I want to also add some Creole seasoning as well to this dish. This product is also very low in sodium as well. A little bit of black pepper for a little hint of spice. Not to mention salt was in there as well, just a small pinch. And before I forget, I'm going to add my celery. That's finely chopped celery. Gonna combine it, mix everything up. Now, when I usually make this recipe, I use both red and bell peppers, right? I use both red and green bell peppers. However, I don't have any bell peppers on hand. So in Tammy's kitchen, there's something called improvising, all right? So once there's such a thing as improvision, that's what we're gonna do. Now I'm gonna use some green seasoning, aka sofrito. However, once again, if you have red or green bell peppers, you could definitely use that. See the little hints of red peppers in there? So that's why I'm using this stuff. You don't have to use it unless you want to. If you have green seasoning or sofrito, you could definitely use it. If not, you don't have to. That's just me improvising. Ooh, this smells good. The aroma, oh my goodness. I can't wait to eat. Trust me when I tell you, I cannot wait to eat. Hear that little sizzle going on? We're in business. After about 10 minutes, we're going to add our rice. Make sure you rinse your rice off until it, like, literally the water runs clear. So I'll be adding no dirty rice to this pot and messing it up. We're going to incorporate our rice with our ground meat and sausage. What it look like so far? Doesn't it look like dirty rice? We're gonna add our chicken broth to de-sizzle and stop that sizzling sound. Now here's the thing, I added chicken broth, as you know. However, if you're using, let's say, pork sausage, you could definitely use chicken broth as well. If you're going to be using beef sausage, you could use maybe half and half chicken broth, half beef, or just use full beef. Full beef broth would work perfectly fine if you're using beef as your ground meat. Either way, it's going to be so good. I'm going to add a little bit more liquid to this pan because from cooking rice for so many years, I could tell that I need more liquid. When it comes to the ratio of water versus rice, I'm using parboiled rice. So usually the measurements for parboiled rice is 1 to 2. 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of water. 2 cups of rice, hypothetically speaking, 4 cups of water. However, I am using 2 pounds of meat. 1 pound of sausage, 1 pound of ground turkey. So automatically it's 2 pounds. And the amount of water that I was using for that ratio is definitely not going to work. So I went ahead and added 2 cups of additional water, which is going to be perfect. All right. So I'm going to leave the measurements and recipe details, of course, in the description bar. Anyway, we still need to add a couple more ingredients. To amp the flavors up just a bit, we're going to add a small amount of chicken bouillon. Also going to add some Italian seasoning, along with our bay leaves. Give it a quick stir. Make sure all of our herbs and seasonings are perfectly combined within this rice dish. And that's it. We're going to lower our flame to low medium. We're going to cover it down with a cover. And that's it. We're going to allow our rice to cook for about 20 minutes. And once we're done, I'm going to show you how everything turns out. It's been 18 minutes so far and everything looks amazing, right? In the meanwhile, let's take the opportunity to chop some parsley. Perfect. We're gonna sprinkle on some parsley. Oh, this is so pretty. Oh my goodness. I want to incorporate the parsley throughout the dish. Just gonna give it a quick stir and fold the parsley into the rice and sausage. All right. Add a little bit more to the top for garnish. Can't wait to get some of this goodness onto this plate, my loves. I'm gonna be real with you. Not only does it look like dirty rice, but it tastes just like dirty rice. It does really taste like dirty rice. This right here, this recipe is yummy. You know what? I want you to give this recipe a try because you're gonna love it. When I tell you all of the flavors coming together, 1 pot meal, 20 minutes, definitely have to try it. This right here will make the perfect weeknight, weekend, picky eater. They don't want to eat, make this right here, and trust me, they're gonna be asking for more. As always, thank you so much for tuning in to Quick Bites with Tammy, and I will definitely catch you with another recipe.